So presumably though, some of the people that we are trying to talk to today
Yeah.
are in that comfortable position, and every month the salary comes in and they go on lovely holidays and
Yep.
it's risk free.
Yep.
It sounds like what you're suggesting to them is getting them right out of their comfort zone, taking risks, and it sounds quite dangerous.
It
What would
does.
you say to those people who are thinking, yeah, I like the sound of what Ken is saying, but it sounds nuts and it does not apply to me?
Yeah. Okay. Well, you don't have to take a risk. This is the thing. You don't have to leave your job completely, say goodbye to the package, say goodbye to the title, say goodbye to that safety net, and start your own thing overnight. You can do that. Some of my clients have done that, but I would suggest that isn't maybe the right way for everyone. So you can start a side hustle. So I have clients now who are in senior positions in large companies who want to either build an app or do something completely different. And they put, say, a Saturday morning or a few hours on a Wednesday or whatever it may be into researching and slowly building this side hustle. They still keep doing their job. They still get that monthly pay. But if that side hustle works, it gets slightly bigger. And then they might want to say, go down to 4 days a week potentially. Or they might think, I've got to put more time. I'm going to have to leave to focus on the side hustle full time. But that can take as long as is comfortable for an individual person. So you don't have to. The risk is actually thinking, I'm going to research and I'm going to think about starting from working for myself. It's a mental shift. I don't think it's a financial risk if you do a side hustle. I'm not saying give 2 days up and try and do your day job as well. You can find time just to get the ball rolling. And the most important thing is to get the ball rolling. So yes, you are doing something different, but I think the uncomfortable side of it is just changing direction somewhat. Even if you keep your job going, it's that, oh, I'm going to think about this a bit more now. I'm going to think about what I want to do. What research do I need to do? Is anyone else doing it? And it's that I think people find uncomfortable. But once you start moving in that area, I think it actually becomes, it's a nice counter to your day job. It's something you look forward to doing. Lots of my clients really look forward to doing further research, going to events, finding out more about this market they may get involved in with their side hustle. And it keeps them going, it actually reinvigorates them. So everything's a risk, but I would argue this can be de-risked by doing it, starting as a side hustle. As I
And
say,
what happens when my boss finds out that I've got a side hustle that, I'm
well,
spending all
yeah,
my weekend building stuff and going out, and I'm almost quite distracted now by this shiny new thing over here when I should be focusing fully on my job.
well, mm, clients I know doing side hustles generally tell their boss. They've got quite an open relationship with their and doing this. Most of the side hustles may be something different or something related to what they're doing, but they tell their boss. I would argue if you're doing something at weekends, I would still say that's your business. No one else needs to know about that. But you can find a way. I think a client of mine who's been a client for some time now did like 1 hour, 2 hours on a Wednesday researching the market, and he
Mhm.
went to one event a month and he slowly built it up. So by the time where he is now, where he's still working full time, but this side hustle's gathering pace and momentum and getting really exciting, and he's starting to get some revenue in for it. He's now thinking, well, I'm going to give it another 6 months, 12 months, and I might jump. But in that time, he started to build safety nets, financial safety nets, and everything. So if he does, when he does make that transition, he's kind of worked it all out, should we say? So I always say that a lot of people, if there's one reason why they should stay in a job and 99 reasons why they shouldn't, and they should do something different, they still hold on to that one reason. And that's the danger, because it's change. You'd rather stay where you are for one reason. It could be my next appraisal in 9 months' time, I may get that promotion. It could be I'm going to wait and see if the bonuses go up next year, so I'll wait for that. And it could be 99 reasons why they should go. Don't like the job, don't like my boss, getting fed up with the pressures,
Mm.
traveling too much. But that one reason, everything's put on that. So I'm not saying that's necessarily wrong. I'm just saying as you get older, I believe you get wiser. And part of that is seeing you do have a choice. And if you break down what I do, my first chats with the client is, here's what I think your choice is and how do you want to play it? I think it's just opening people's minds to they have an option.
And what do your clients experience? So you get them over that little hump, that little, as you say, 99 reasons why I should go, but 101 why I should
Mm-hmm.
stay.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk to them and you help them see beyond that. And they say, all right, I'm going to start to do something. What do they begin to experience?
Well, the amazing thing is the first thing I do when I do these 15, 20-minute free chats at the start where I just chat about what I do and what they're doing. And I ask them to explain or describe to me how they find work. And maybe because they don't know me, generally they start with a negative and it carries on, and then they finish with,
Are they suspicious and sort of cautious of you because?
no. I mean, because I suppose I've been in the same position, and I'm not saying they need to do it. I'm really am not saying, I'm not anti-corporate at all. But if they really dislike their job, they generally will go through what they don't like about it. And with all due respect, same things generally come up. And then they say, but I've got this idea here. And just me helping them put some flesh on that idea verbally and saying, right, well, I think you could do something here. Or maybe if you thought about this. If they then want to go on and I do workshops and everything, we can start actually putting some flesh on the bones. This is all theoretical, but there are some practical things you can do, which I know we'll cover later with my React model. But none of this is leave your job, pay thousands of pounds, and you're off. It's just trying to get it out the back of your head, which is where most ideas and wishes come from, out into the open, and just put some meat on the bones. And there's some really small things that people do, which I believe are game changing mentally for them. So I'll give you one now. When I started my own business, the biggest thing I did, which made me realize I'd moved, was talking to friends and family about wanting to start my own business. And I remember saying to a peer of mine, I'm thinking of starting my own business in this. And hearing myself say, I am thinking of starting my own business, was a game changer. I never looked back after that. But if I didn't say that and I just kept it down, squirreling away, writing stuff down, my day job would get in the way. But once you get it out, and getting it out is literally talking to trusted colleagues or peers or family about it, that's a massive step. And I see it in my clients. It's like, wow, yeah, what else do I need to do now? It's a bit like opening up to people makes a massive difference. You don't have to bring revenue in straight away. You don't have to, that's all the stuff you read about, but just literally mentally moving. A lot of it is about opening up and hearing yourself say, I am thinking of starting my own thing. Even if it's a side hustle, just saying those words.